It started with a kind gesture from a wealthy neighbor, but it ended with a court order. I'm a single dad. My daughter Lily is 7, and she's my entire world. Her mother left when Lily was just a few months old, sending a postcard from somewhere sunny saying she needed to find herself. She hasn't been heard from since. I was 20 when Lily was born, and I've raised her alone. My own family, let's just say they had very traditional expectations about marriage and responsibility, and my situation didn't fit. So, it's been just Lily and me against everything. I never finished college, but I've worked every job under the sun, warehouse, delivery, retail, to keep us in our small but clean 2-bedroom apartment in a decent enough part of the city. We're not poor, but a single unexpected bill can throw our whole month into chaos. Lily knows we can't have everything, but she's never wanted for love or the essentials. We have our routines, our inside jokes, our movie nights with homemade popcorn. She's a happy kid. Our building is a mix of families, young professionals, and a few retirees. Last year, a new family moved into the penthouse suite on the top floor. David and Clara Winslow and their son Thomas, who's Lily's age. They were different, impeccably dressed, driving sleek, silent cars, their voices always calm and measured. David ran some kind of finance firm, and Clara was an interior designer who worked from home. Thomas was a quiet boy, always looking a bit lonely. Lily, with her boundless, cheerful energy, literally ran into him with her scooter in the courtyard one afternoon. Instead of crying, Thomas laughed. They were inseparable from that day on. Clara started inviting Lily upstairs to play. At first, it was just for an hour or two after school. I'd go up to get her, and I'd be met with the smell of expensive candles and the sight of a playroom that looked like it belonged in a magazine. Toys were not just toys. They were educational sets, handcrafted wooden models, limited edition art supplies. Clara would always offer me a coffee, asking polite, probing questions about my life, my work, Lily's routines. David was more reserved, but always gave a firm, approving nod when he saw the kids together. Thomas needs a positive influence, he'd say. Lily's spirit is good for him. I was grateful. Our apartment is small, and the Winslow's home was a paradise for a child. They had a terrace with a small putting green and a playhouse that looked like a miniature alpine chalet. Lily would come home buzzing with stories about the games they played, the amazing snacks Clara made, organic, gluten-free, artfully arranged, and the movies they watched on a home theater screen. I felt a twinge of insecurity, of course. What could I offer that compared? But Lily always ended her stories by hugging me and saying, "But our popcorn is better, Daddy." So I pushed my pride down. This was good for her. The invitations became more frequent. Weekends, then whole days during school breaks. Clara would text, "Don't bother with the summer camp wait list. We'd love to have Lily. Thomas is so much brighter with her around." I was working extra shifts at a logistics depot then, and the thought of saving on camp fees was a massive relief. I accepted, always offering to contribute for food or activities. Clara would wave me off with a serene smile. "It's our pleasure. Truly, she's such a delight." The gift started small. A beautiful sketchbook after Lily mentioned she liked drawing, then a high-quality set of colored pencils. Then, after Lily admired a porcelain horse figurine in their living room, Clara gave her a smaller, but undoubtedly expensive, version for her birthday. Lily's birthday party that year was at our apartment, just me, her, and a cake I'd saved for. But the Winslows had a small something for her upstairs later, a brand new, top-of-the-line kids tablet, preloaded with educational apps and music. I was stunned. Lily's eyes were like saucers. I tried to refuse, but Clara put a gentle hand on my arm. "Please let us do this. We see how special she is. Think of it as an investment in her potential." The wording unsettled me, But Lily's joy was so palpable I caved. I gave a weak, "Thank you, but this is too much." It became a refrain. The dynamic shifted after the summer. Lily was spending more time upstairs than in our own apartment. She started using phrases I'd never taught her, correcting the way I pronounced certain words she'd heard from David. She once looked at our simple IKEA bookshelf and said, "Clara says purposeful decor is important for a child's developmental space." She was 7. My little girl was parroting interior design philosophy. The big trip proposal came in October. David approached me in the lobby, his tone deliberately casual. "We're taking Thomas to Lake Como for a week during the fall break. We'd like Lily to come. She's never seen the Alps. We'll handle everything, passport, clothes, whatever she needs." My stomach dropped. A transatlantic trip? With them? David, that's incredibly generous. But I can't possibly accept that. It's too much. "Nonsense," he said, his smile not quite reaching his eyes. "Thomas thrives when Lily is there. It would make the experience for him. And for her, imagine the memories, the exposure to culture. You'd be denying her a life-expanding opportunity." The guilt hook was set, and he knew how to drive it in. Denying her. The words echoed in my head that night as I looked at Lily sleeping, her face peaceful in the dim light from the street. Was I holding her back? Was my pride and discomfort robbing her of a world I could never show her? After a tortured internal debate, I agreed. The week they were gone was the longest of my life. The photos Clara sent showed a radiant Lily riding a gondola, eating gelato in a picturesque square, laughing between David and Clara with the stunning lake behind them. She looked like their child. Happy, carefree, affluent. When she returned, she was full of stories, but there was a new, subtle distance. She'd experienced a world so far removed from our own that our apartment felt shabby. She didn't say it, but I could feel it. The breaking point was just before Christmas. Clara asked if Lily could stay with them over the holiday break. "You must have to work," she said sympathetically. "Let's give her a proper Christmas. We'll have a big tree, a feast. We're taking the children to the Nutcracker at the Symphony Hall." I'd already bought a small, real tree. I'd hidden a few gifts, scrimped and saved for a new winter coat she needed and a toy she wanted for months. It felt pathetic in comparison. Exhausted, defeated, I said yes. I spent Christmas Day alone, eating a sad microwave meal, staring at our little undecorated tree. I picked Lily up on the 27th. Her eyes were tired but bright. She'd had a magical time. As she was gathering her things, new things, in a new designer suitcase they'd also given her, Clara asked to speak with me. David stood behind her, a solemn expression on his face. We sat in their pristine living room. "Lily has been an absolute gift," Clara began, her voice soft. "She's integrated into our family so beautifully. You've done a wonderful job with her." "Thank you," I said, my guard instinctively going up. "We've been thinking," David continued, leaning forward, "about stability, about future. Thomas adores her. She's a sister he never had. We can offer her so much. Private schools, travel, a network, a future at the best universities." My blood ran cold. "What are you saying?" Clara reached out as if to touch my knee, but stopped. "We want Lily to live with us. Permanently. You would, of course, still be her father. You could visit. But we would become her legal guardians. We can provide the structure and resources she needs to truly flourish. It's what's best for her." The room tilted. It felt like all the air had been sucked out. "You want me to sign over custody of my daughter?" My voice was a whisper. "It's not like that," David said quickly, his business negotiation tone taking over. "It's a guardianship arrangement. You remain the parent on paper, but we assume primary care and decision-making. We've already spoken with our family attorney. The process can be seamless. I stood up, my legs trembling. Get out of my way. My voice was low, dangerous. Lily, we're leaving. Now. The car ride home was silent. Lily, sensing the tectonic shift, just held her new suitcase on her lap and stared out the window. When we got inside our apartment, she finally asked, "Daddy, what's wrong? Were you and Clara fighting?" I knelt down and pulled her into a crushing hug. "No, baby. We don't agree on some things. We won't be going over there to play for a while. Okay?" "Okay," she said softly, burying her face in my neck. "I like our home better anyway. It smells like you." I blocked the Winslows on everything that night. I called Lily's school first thing in the morning, my voice shaking as I explained to principal that under no circumstances were David or Clara Winslow to be allowed near my daughter, to pick her up, or even to volunteer in her classroom. I filed a report with the police, who were sympathetic but said without an explicit threat or attempt, there was little they could do. I was a terrified man in a war I wasn't equipped to fight. They had money, influence, and a terrifying, unwavering belief that they were entitled to my child. For a few weeks, it was quiet. I walked Lily to and from school myself, changing my work schedule at great cost. I saw David once from a distance, watching from his car. It felt like being stalked. Then, in early February, the school called. Clara had attempted to check Lily out early, claiming I had given permission, and there was a family emergency. The secretary, bless her, remembered my warning and refused. Clara had become agitated, insisting she was like family, that there must be a mistake. They'd had to threaten to call security to make her leave. That was the final straw. The police report from that incident gave me grounds for a restraining order. The legal fight was brutal. The Winslows hired a formidable lawyer who painted me as an insecure, unstable father denying his child a superior life opportunity. They submitted photos of their home, their trips, their detailed plans for Lily's education. I had my love, my stability of presence, and the testimony of child therapists who interviewed Lily and stated she was a happy, well-adjusted girl deeply bonded to her father. The judge, a stern woman with kind eyes, saw through the wealth. The restraining order was granted. The Winslows were forbidden from contacting us or coming within 500 yards of Lily's school, our home, or my workplace. But the victory fell hollow. Our neighborhood, our building, was poisoned. Every shadow in the garage, every unexpected knock, sent my heart into my throat. Lily had nightmares. She missed Thomas terribly, confused and hurt by the sudden severing. I knew we couldn't stay. The sense of siege was constant. I was broke, trapped. Salvation came from an old friend from my warehouse days, Ben. He'd moved to a quieter, smaller city a few hours north and started a small, successful landscaping business. "Come work for me," he said over the phone after I gave him a vague outline of my troubles. "I need a reliable manager. The pay is decent. It's a fresh start. There's a small cottage on the property I'm renovating. It's yours if you want it." It was a leap of faith into the unknown. I gave my landlord notice, quit my job, and packed our life into a rented truck. Lily cried the day we left, saying goodbye to her room, to the familiar streets. But as we drove north, the concrete jungle giving way to rolling hills and thicker trees, a weight began to lift. The cottage was indeed small, just one bedroom and a sunroom we made into Lily space, but it was surrounded by gardens and had a huge oak tree perfect for a swing. Ben and his wife, Maria, became our surrogate family. Their kindness had no strings, no hidden agendas. They simply helped. Lily blossomed in the new school. She made friends slowly, surely. The shadow of the penthouse, the gifts, the oppressive generosity, began to fade. I worked hard. physically, outdoors, and found a peace I'd never known. The money was better, and with rent-free living I could save. After 2 years, Ben helped me get a loan for a modest house of our own in town. The day we moved in, Lily ran from room to room, claiming her own real bedroom for the first time in her life. She hung a sign on the door, Lily's studio. Keep out, Daddy can come in. We've never heard from the Winslows again. I sometimes wonder about Thomas. Hope he's okay. Lily mentions him occasionally, a fond but distant memory of a childhood friend. The fear has receded, replaced by a sturdy, hard-won sense of safety. I'm dating a wonderful woman, a teacher at Lily's school who understands our history and cherishes us for who we are. Last week, Lily, now 10, was helping me make pizza. She was sprinkling cheese with intense concentration. Out of the blue, she said, "You know, Dad, that old apartment was fun, but this is real. This is ours. I don't need a putting green. I just need you." I turned away so she wouldn't see the tears in my eyes. After everything, the attempted theft of my life's meaning dressed up as benevolence, the terror, the flight, we had won. We had each other, and it was, and always will be, more than enough.